Hello. Okay, so today is March 26th. It is the day in which the Supreme Court should be voting on marriage equality. And obviously it's a big issue. Just go on Facebook and your news feeds may or may not be filled with red equal signs, which is supposed to symbolize equality through love. A friend of mine, little context, I don't want to say a former Catholic, but I haven't practiced in 3 years for unrelated reasons. But I grew up Catholic. I'm 25 now. I grew up very Catholic, and I still identify strongly with a lot that I was raised with. But I've always been for gay rights, and it never even occurred to me really that the church would really be against it, other than obviously, basic principles of Christianity and their teachings. Anyways, not the point. So I'm on Facebook today, and my news feed is blowing up with those red equal signs, and that makes me so happy. And I know some of my Catholic friends are not as happy as I am. And one of my very close friends posted something that I know he means well, and I know he would never show hate to someone he cared about who is gay. And I know that there are a lot of Catholics and Christians who can have gay friends, still believe that marriage can only be between a man and a woman, but they still don't show hate to those in their lives that are gay. Anyway, so he posted, "Standing for traditional marriage isn't trying to ostracize or degrade our brothers and sisters who experience same-sex attraction. Instead, it is trying to bring to attention a much bigger conversation about virtue, happiness, and the destiny of every human being who has ever lived. Chastity is a difficult virtue, one that I believe the majority of humanity struggles with. Be strong, live virtue, and seek true, authentic happiness." Right there, I was a little upset. I hate when people feel the right to say what happiness is true. If your happiness is true for you, great. Have that. Don't tell other people what's going to make them happy. That varies in employment. That varies in passions, in sports, in everything. One sport may make you happy, may give you a sense of who you are, but that's not going to make someone else happy. Or, some people want to work in business, some people want to work in charity. It doesn't matter. What makes you happy is different. Anyway, so I took a couple screenshots of paragraphs that I disagreed with. The author is a gay man who came out when he was younger, but he's Catholic, and he was saying that his Catholic friends treated him with nothing but love and respect when he came out. And that's fabulous. That's great. I'm so glad that was his experience. But you have to be naive to think that is reality, that all Catholics will treat you that way. I grew up Catholic. I worked for a church at my university, and it was kind of known as the more liberal church. It was run by Dominicans, and anyways, we did things a little bit differently there. Not anything drastic, but I don't know, a little more, peace, love, and hope kind of way. I don't know. But apparently it was really dramatic, because when a bunch of my friends from my former church in high school came to my church and came to our retreat, after that they stopped speaking to me. They snubbed me. They walked past our table on campus and wouldn't talk to me. And it floored me to know that people who I was raised with to believe in love and trust and forgiveness and being there for one another, who I had some of the most powerful experiences of my faith life with, I experienced it with them, that they could snub me. So I'm glad that author had that experience with his friends, but I wasn't even gay, and my friends turned their back on me. Anyway, so the paragraph, let me find it. "Is it hard to be gay and Catholic? Yes. Because like everybody, I sometimes want things that are not good for me. The church doesn't let me have those things, not because she's mean, but because she's a good mother. If my son or daughter wanted to eat sand, I'd tell them that's not what eating is for. It won't nourish you. It will hurt you. Maybe my daughter has some kind of condition that makes her like sand more than food. but I still wouldn't let her eat it. Being gay is not a condition, unless being straight is a condition as well. Maybe, I don't know, perhaps. I don't know, just, anyways, I'm sorry. Actually, if she was young or stubborn enough, I might be able to reason with her. I might just have to make her a rule against eating sand, even if she thought I was mean. That's what laws are. These laws are rules. Okay, I understand if you're Catholic or if you're Christian and you want to believe that gay is wrong. Cool, don't be gay. Or if you are gay and you're Catholic, don't live it out. You know, be chaste like this writer. Good for you. That is amazing discipline. Awesome for you. But to live in the United States and deny people a basic right, have we not learned yet? We denied blacks' rights. We denied, gosh, even when the country started, you know, Irish people were banned. You couldn't apply for work. You couldn't do anything. Have we seriously not learned by now? We're the United States of freaking America. We're supposed to be the land of the free, but our religious people are going to keep us from letting gays have a basic human right. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense to me. Even when I was my most Catholic, which was really Catholic, not that you all know me, but for those who do, you know how Catholic I was. Even then I knew that doesn't make sense. We're the United States. Legally, how can this country deny people that right? I mean, if I'm Catholic and I really believe that it's not right, cool, then I won't marry a woman, but that's for my choice to make about my life. But if you would have me vote on gay equality, I would have voted for it because that's what the country stands for. No, the church doesn't agree with me on that, and that's fine. But I do believe that the Bible and what I learned most in my church school education, my Catholic education, my, catechism class, is to love people more than that. To not judge them, to ostracize them, to tell them that loving who they want to love is wrong, that it's empty, that it'll hurt them instead of heal them. I think love of any gender is more healing than feeling like you're not supposed to love someone. You're wrong for loving that person. You are broken. You're different. You have a condition that's not acceptable because you love that person. That to me is way more damaging than loving someone who your God, I don't know whose God you're talking about because it's not my God, but your God did not want you to love that person. Your God didn't mean to make you that way. Oops. That's way more damaging to a person's psyche than loving someone who treats you as an equal, who loves you for you, who knows you in and out, and accepts you for who you are. That to me is way more important to find, and it's so much more difficult than I think the world imagines sometimes. And so to take that away because they both have a penis, or they both have a vagina, whatever, that's absurd. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, to anyone who's really experienced a breakup, you know how hard it is to find love. You know how hard it is to keep it alive. There are gay couples who've been together for decades without being allowed to get married. And yet they're the ones screwing up, the sanctity of marriage. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of Christians and Catholic families who have been together for years. They worked through the hardest of issues. They're great people. And they have amazing discipline to live out love and marriage and be strong enough to live in a world that's very hard to live in sometimes. That's great. But I don't think a gay couple is any less capable of living in this world and making the best of it. Because I don't know, this just seems so silly to me to have to rant about this, but I had to rant about it. After reading those paragraphs, I know people mean well, but at the same time, it's just not okay to call people that are gay to have condition. Here's the other paragraph. So the church doesn't oppose gay marriage because it's wrong. She opposed it because it's impossible. Just as impossible as living on sand. I believe that in a universe that means something, and in a God who made the universe, made men and women, designed sex and marriage from the ground up in that universe, gay marriage doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit with the rest of the picture, and we're not about to throw out the rest of the picture. Please, by all means, keep your religion, keep your faith, keep the things that are important to you. We don't want you to throw it out. That's fine. But by asking you to accept gay people, that's, honestly, in my opinion, that's asking you to embrace it more. Embrace what you teach about loving people, about respecting people and helping people get through the hardness, the difficulties of this world. There are way bigger issues to fight than, can a man love another man? Is that acceptable? Yes, absolutely it is. Because if you find love, go for it. I mean, if it's wrong for you, you'll figure it out. If it's right for you, only you know that. We don't know that. Anyways, I think that's my rant. But I just had to say something. I have a lot of Catholic friends. I have a lot of gay friends. I even have a few gay Catholic friends. And I've just never experienced more. I know what kind of love the Catholics are talking about. That love that you get from a God that trumps any daily human happiness. I know what that is. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. I know what you're talking about, and I love that happiness to feel from God, from an encounter with Him. I know what you're talking about, but that would not stop me from supporting people in what makes them happy. To me, that just makes me want them to know it more. And how are they going to know the love of God if you tell them their God doesn't respect what they're doing, that their God doesn't love them for who they innately are when He made them? So I'm not talking about, oh, God doesn't want you to, be a prostitute, so that's wrong. No, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. But that's not something you innately are. You're not innately someone who sells yourself for, for sex. Or sex for money, whatever. Innately, you love who you love. And if God made you that way, how could you believe in a God that doesn't want you to live out how you were made? I don't know. That is my rant. You don't have to agree with me. But today could be very historic, and I'm very excited. I hope this country learns from its past. You can fight as hard as you friggin' want to deny people human rights, but eventually it will lose. That party, that side, will go down. And I think it's about time that day was today. Let's see.